Perfect. I'm Alexis Joy with Hollywood Unlocked. This film, I'm so excited. I love
Yeah.
anytime a new Disney animated film. I mean, I grew up, of course, watching everything Disney, so I'm super excited for this. And I'll keep the questions just to all of you all.
Awesome. Sure.
This is a very cultural piece. The title itself has a meaning. It means charm. So tell us a little bit about what you guys went through when it came to, like, of course, writing and then directing this movie.
What do you guys want to jump in?
Sure. So it was a massive, many-year undertaking that involved 800 people over the course of the entire production of this film, between like actors and animators and all of the designers that touched and worked on this film. So it's a gigantic multi-year labor of love, and one of the most important groups of people that helped us with this film was our Colombian Cultural Trust, because when we knew that we wanted this film to be sort of inspired by Colombia, we knew that we had a lot of research and work to do to get that right. So we had a team of experts who were helping us and checking in with us every single week, giving us feedback about like architecture, clothing styles, mannerisms, character design, even down to like sort of the design of the character's hair. So we really had a lot of help and a lot of hands-on help in that department.
Absolutely, and having Lynn involved with the story from the get-go is incredible. Like, he went on the research trips to us to Colombia in the very beginning, and to see him be with us and be talking about story and thinking about music that early, being inspired by the different parts of Colombia that we visited, was really really incredible.
Yeah, and that's just one of the great things is that there's no one research period on this movie. It is 5 years of research. It never stops, in a great way. We have these amazing partners and friends that we made along the way, as well as people within our studio who are constantly push on us and help us and teach us and help us learn. So it's honestly one of the most exciting things, because we learn so much over the course of the movie, and that learning never stops.
Absolutely. And now knowing, of course, somebody like Lin-Manuel Miranda is attached to this is, of course, super major, given the fact that he represents culture in his own right. And of course, people love just to hear him, hear his story, hear his voice. Now, when it comes to the decision to do animation, what was the decision to go animated as opposed to something like Disney's really doing now with a lot of these live action movies?
Oh, well, yeah, from the very beginning, we knew this was going to be an animated film. Jared and I had planned on working together again as we were finishing Zootopia, but we were very clear that it needed to be a musical. We wanted to tell the story through music. And this idea, as we started talking to Lynn about family and talking about extended family, and for like really the first time in a Disney animated film, having a huge extended family. We have a dozen people, a dozen very important characters in this family, and having that just two characters going on a journey together was really important and very different for us to dive into.
Nice. Jared, were you going to say something?
I was going to say literally word for word what Byron just said, and he stole my answer, and he sounded really smart. So I'm kind of bummed.
Now, before we wrap, what's one message that you all want fans to take away from this movie? We know, of course, just looking from the trailer and without giving too many spoilers, that it really looks into the characters', abilities to have these magical powers, but one character does not. So what is something that overall that you want fans to take away from each of you?
Well, I'd say like number one, this is, as you said, this is a story of family, a large, complex. We love our families, but our families can be challenging. And I think the big thing we'd like people to do is really say, how well do we know our families? And to think, how well do our families know us? And that means asking questions of your family, and also being vulnerable to share parts of yourself that you typically keep hidden. So to me, I think that's the biggest takeaway that I would love for audiences to have.
And I'd say, related to that, I'd say it's very easy to doubt yourself and have these issues. I think everybody has issues with self-worth, and the movie talks about that in a big way. And it's likely that a lot of people in your family are experiencing the very, very same thing. So sometimes you can actually feel very alone in a family, and it's very much not the case. You're likely in very much the same boat as the rest of the people you're growing up with. Charisse, I'll throw to you.
Sure. So, one of the things that Maribel on the journey of this movie uncovers is that there are sort of elements of her family's history and past that are influencing their lives in this moment. And so I think similar to what Jared was saying, that like people would kind of keep an open mind and listen and try to find out more about their families to sort of understand them better, understand their present day as well. So yeah.
Perfect. I'm so excited to see this, especially, of course, around Thanksgiving time where, you know, it's all about family. So I cannot wait. Congratulations on the journey that you all have taken to get to this point.
Thanks, Alexyz.
Thank you so much. Great to talk to
talking
you.
to
Thank you. You all have a good one.
You too.
All right, you
Take care.
too. Thanks so much.